Last night, we got to witness one of, if not the best games of this past NFL season, as the Kansas City Chiefs and Buffalo Bills dueled back and forth. In the final 2 minutes of regulation, there were 4 lead changes and 25 points scored as football fans sat on the edge of their seats. The game would head to overtime, and we got to see Patrick Mahomes cook, scoring the game-winning touchdown. The issue is, I sat on my couch slightly disappointed because I knew whoever won the coin toss would win the game. I'm going to repeat this statement. I knew whoever won the coin toss would win the game. To me, the coin toss shouldn't decide who wins the game, and this is why the NFL overtime sucks. But before I pitch how to fix things, let's go over the history of the NFL overtime. The NFL began playing football in the 1920s, but would not have an overtime period during the regular season for over 5 decades. In 1974, the league adopted a sudden death overtime period for the regular season. The overtime period was originally the same length as regulation quarters, 15 minutes. A coin toss determined possession, and the team who won the toss always chose having the ball first and which direction they would go on the field. Under the original sudden death rules, any score of any kind would win the game, which meant that even a field goal on the opening possession ended it. Growing up, I took real issues with this, with teams being able to just drive down the field and kick a field goal on the opening drive. It always left a bad taste in my mouth during these classic games. How could you not even get a shot to respond to a field goal? Your defense got to stop. Personally, I love the college overtime. I kinda hate the new version of it, but that's a story for a different day. In college, each team is given a possession near the red zone, and each team gets a chance to score, going back and forth. It is basically a shootout. When people pitched this idea to the NFL, it got shot down. In March of 2010, the NFL decided they needed to change the NFL overtime rule after the results of the 2009 NFC Championship game. The Vikings and Saints were tied 28-28 at the end of regulation. The Saints won the coin toss, drove down the field, and kicked a field goal to win. They would eventually go on to win the Super Bowl that year as well. The new rule said a coin flip decided possession. If the team who wins the toss and gets the ball first scores a touchdown, the game ends. If said team ends up kicking a field goal, the game does not end, as the opposing team will have the chance to either tie the game with a field goal of their own or win with a touchdown. If that team only ties it up with a field goal, then the period continues under sudden death rules. Sudden death rules are also applied if the period's opening possession doesn't result in any points. A defensive score ends the game, and of course the game can end in a tie. The new OT rule was approved by a 28-4 vote. Ironically, the Vikings were one of the 4 teams who voted against changing OT. The rule only applied during the postseason originally, but was added to the regular season for the 2012 season. Since the addition of the new rule, the amount of ties have increased, and it still hasn't fixed the issue I have with it. How can a team who doesn't win the coin toss not get an opportunity to respond to a score? In 2017, overtime during the regular season was reduced to 10 minutes. Yes, you can make the argument that it makes the NFL overtime exciting and nail-biting because any play can end it, but as we saw last night, it leaves a what-if situation out there. What if the Bills had won the coin toss, or what if they got an opportunity to respond? How different would this year's postseason end up? Even players agree with the sentiment that the NFL overtime rules are broken. One player told Yahoo Sports, "I'm definitely in favor of both sides getting the ball in overtime. Being in that situation, really having no control, no rebuttal or no retaliation, on playing against an amazing offense like that, it kinda sucks." Greg Olsen shared his thoughts on Twitter last night saying, "If you are still arguing in a game like that, it's not in everybody's best interest that both Mahomes and Allen get the ball in OT, I don't know what to tell you. In a game where neither team could stop the other at the end, a literal coin flip determined the ending." Hey you! Yeah, you! How would you fix the NFL overtime? Let me know in the comments section below. If you're enjoying this video, make sure to leave a like, a comment, and subscribe to the channel. I would really appreciate it because it really helps the video in the algorithm. So what is my solution? Well, as much as I would like to pitch the college overtime rules for the NFL, I know there's a lot of NFL fans that hate that overtime. I think at the very least, a team should be able to respond to a score by the other team, and then maybe things go to sudden death. If the team that wins the coin toss scores a touchdown on the first possession. I know there are going to be people in the comment section below saying they get paid to play defense. Well, for the last 2 minutes of the game last night, neither team played defense. Also look at the NFL rulebook. It is mainly geared towards the offense. Even other football leagues had shootout overtimes. Look at the XFL. Sudden death works in some sports like hockey because of the way the games are set up. It just doesn't work the same way in football. This takes nothing away from the Kansas City Chiefs and what they were able to do last night. I'm just tired of thinking about the what-if situations because of an easily changeable situation. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed this video, maybe check out my videos on NFL draft prospects Kenny Pickett and Malik Willis right here. Don't forget to leave a like, share it, and subscribe to the channel, and as always, remember to embrace the grind.